攻撃
美のためにはあ
Yeah, $3! That's exactly what you heard! With $3, you can have full access to my manga in high quality, like Yamoshi as a Girl, and of course, the best, Akumo Saga! All this and much more with more than 5 gigs of fan manga access! Patreon and comments!
In the palace of Zeno-Sama. Our story starts a long time ago when Zeno-Sama created the universes and all life existed in them. Zeno-Sama was very proud of all his creation, but unfortunately he couldn't witness life closely yet, because it wasn't evolved enough for that. So he stayed in his palace and waited for his bodyguard and protector angel, the Daishinkan, until the big day arrived. Many years later, after many millennia, life in the universes is finally evolved to the point where Zeno-Sama can interact with it. Zeno-Sama was in his palace. Zeno-Sama was very happy. Never before was Zeno so happy. Zeno said, Daishinkan, now that my creation has finally evolved enough for me to be able to witness it, I want to see it up close. I want to interact with everything I've created. Will it be fun? Will it be who has cool food and toys? Let's go soon. I'm super excited to see everything up close. Then Daishinkan looks at his master giving a smile and says, Of course, master. Let's go to the nearest planet right now so that you can see your creation. And then without any difficulties, Daishinkan took Zeno-Sama to a nearby planet. On a planet near Zeno's palace. Upon arrival, they went to a village. Zeno-Sama was hiding his body with a hood over his body. It wasn't known that the real reason Zeno-Sama was wearing a hood, but according to himself, it was because he didn't want to be recognized. So they started to walk around the village. Zeno-Sama was very proud. After all, it was his own creation. So even so, Zeno was very impressed with his houses, businesses, and families. After witnessing all of his creations, Zeno-Sama feels like going back to the palace. But before that, he looks again at the Daishinkan. Zeno said, Before we return, I want to buy some very delicious food. Zeno-Sama said to Daishinkan, who just looked back at his master. Daishinkan spoke, Of course, absolutely. So Zeno-Sama approaches a stall in the village and asks the price of the fruits that the stall was selling. So unintentionally, Zeno-Sama's shoulder ends up dropping one of the fruits. He bends down to pick it up, but when he does so, he accidentally ends up with his hood coming off his head, and the stall seller ends up being very scared with the appearance of Zeno-Sama. The seller said, Run! There's a monster here! Shouted the terrified seller. Zeno-Sama ends up not understanding right away what has happened, but when he turned to a citizen who was nearby and asked what was going on, the citizen started to scream and run away too. That's when Zeno-Sama noticed. His appearance was extremely frightening. Suddenly, he asks Daishinkan to return to the palace immediately. Daishinkan takes his master back after some time resting in the palace and reflecting on what had happened. Zeno-Sama found himself very sad. Zeno thought, How can it be? My own creation feeling threatened by my appearance. That doesn't please me. Daishinkan senses his master's dissatisfaction and approaches him subtly. Daishinkan said, Master, you are dissatisfied with what happened, isn't it true? Said the Daishinkan while looking at Zeno-Sama and saw that he was quite crestfallen. Zeno said, Yes, that's right. Since I don't have any friends, and you are the closest person to me, I had no idea how ugly I was. Why did you never tell me, Daishinkan? The worst thing I did was to leave my palace. I'm very sad. The Daishinkan said, Master, for me you are the most beautiful being that exists in the entire universe. We have to remember that the unknown brings fear, and as it was the first time you left home, it created strangeness for other beings. And the more you leave from the palace, the living beings you created will get used to you and your appearance. But I can propose a quick solution for you, Master. Daishinkan said, See, Master, I have powers in magic, where I can change any form of appearance, and you gave me that power for me. I can give you a new look if that's what you want, said the Daishinkan when he looked at Zeno-Sama in a friendly way. Zeno-Sama really liked the idea, so he looks at the Daishinkan quite excited and says, It's a great idea. Let's do this now. I want you to give me a new look that is very user-friendly and doesn't scare my creations, said Zeno-Sama very happy. Daishinkan follows Zeno-Sama's orders and uses his powers and gives him a new look, a form that closely resembles that of a child. And with that new appearance came also innocence. Zeno-Sama is quite happy with his new form because now he won't have to worry about scaring the people he himself had created. Many years later, after the end of the Tournament of Power, many millennia have passed, and we have arrived at the present time. Goku had already met the two Zeno-Sama, and they had already consolidated a great friendship. Some time ago, Zeno-Sama had asked Goku to go to his palace to then play hide and seek. However, at the time, Goku said that he was dealing with some problems and that he could not go at that moment. The problems in question were about from the saga of Goku Black. So Zeno-Sama told Goku that he was supposed to go play as soon as he solved his problems. Goku then promised that he would. After some time, Goku solved the problems in question, and now he was free to play with Zeno-Sama as he had promised. Goku at that moment was training with the Angel Whis. It was during a break from training that he stopped and decided to think for a while. Goku thought, wow, with the whole mess about Goku Black, I said I couldn't play with Zeno-Sama. I'd better go there and do that now, otherwise he might get annoyed, said Goku, remembering his promise. The Angel Whis looks at Goku and gives a light laugh as usual. Whis said, yes, you better go as soon as possible. Goku then removes a very special button from his pocket, which had been given by Zeno-Sama himself. Goku then presses one of the sides of the button, and he immediately appears at the door of Zeno-Sama's palace. When approaching the entrance, the Costas guards ask him what he would be doing there. Goku then said that he had promised Lord Zeno-Sama that he would play hide and seek with him as soon as he solved some problems, and that he was there for that. The bodyguards then understand the situation and allow Goku entry. When Goku enters the palace, the two Zeno-Samas were notoriously happy, so the two rose from their thrones and squealed like a child receiving a new toy. Zeno said, Goku, you came to play! Zeno too said, our Goku really came to play with us. I can't believe it. Daishinkan looks at Goku and approaches him and said, we were waiting for you, Mr. Goku. Goku says, yes, now I finally finished what I had to do. We can play all day, said Goku with a big smile on his face. Zeno-Sama looks at Goku, still quite happy, and says, yay, said both the Zenos, flying into the air around Goku's body. The two are playing hide and seek for a long time until at one point Goku ends up finding Zeno's hiding place and touches him, and for a moment Goku ends up seeing his true form. Startled, Goku ends up catching Zeno-Sama's hand quickly. Goku said, what was that? Asked Goku. Zeno-Sama asks, what was what? Goku said, when I put my hand on you, I ended up seeing a purple-skinned animal with long white hair, and it was a monster with a very scary face. What was that? Daishinkan had also realized that something had happened when Goku touched Zeno-Sama, and for Daishinkan there was no doubt. Somehow Goku had made Zeno-Sama return to his original form, even for a moment. Daishinkan thought, what was that? How did Goku manage to break my magic? Unbelievable. Was he able to do that because of the power of Ultra Instinct? Anyway, I have to find a way to solve this for now. Otherwise Zeno-Sama might get angry, and it's been a long time since I've seen Zeno-Sama angry, and I don't want to see that today, thought the Daishinkan as he looked at Goku very seriously. Daishinkan said, Goku, please don't touch Zeno-Sama anymore. Somehow when you do, you end up revealing a very old form of him. I know it can be scary, but I ask you not to tell anyone, okay? And I ask that you not touch Zeno-Sama, because I don't know if I can reverse the situation. Goku didn't understand anything and was very confused at the time, and the only thing Goku could do at that moment was apologize and then started playing again. But after some time, unintentionally, Goku ends up touching Zeno-Sama again, causing his true form to return. The Daishinkan gets nervous and asks Goku to leave the place so he can think of a solution. Goku apologizes and starts to head towards the palace exit, but before he leaves, Zeno-Sama gets up and says, "You're not going anywhere," said the two Zeno-Samas with a terrifying tone of voice. In the palace of Zeno-Sama, Zeno is visibly irritated by Goku's comments and begins to glare at Goku in a sinister manner, and calmly walks towards Goku, who's terrified and nearly paralyzed with fear. Daishinkan noticed the tense atmosphere in the air and was quite undecided on what he was going to do if things go out of hand. The Father of Angels then decides to do nothing and wants to see what happens. Goku didn't understand what was happening before his eyes. Zeno-Sama was so irritated that he started exuding exorbitant fighting power, and his skin began to crack. Parts of Zeno's body and face were breaking off, and from inside the carcass a new creature was emerging. His true appearance of Zeno-Sama was back. Everyone in the place was witnessing the true and terrifying appearance of Zeno-Sama, who had a dark blue skin color, and his hair was snow white mixed with purple. Goku was scared watching all that. The Saiyan was in despair and Zeno was still irritated. Zeno said, "Goku, you'll never want to mention my appearance again, ever," Zeno said, extremely irritated, yelling at Goku and staring him deep in the eyes. Zeno said, "I'm going to give you a single advantage. You better start running." Goku saw that staying there would be bad for him, so he flew away as quickly as possible, leaving Zeno behind. Zeno said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Zeno said, whispering very softly, giving Goku a 5-second lead. After finishing talking, Zeno simply disappeared. Goku had been flying for about 5 seconds, always looking back to see if Zeno-Sama was in the castle or not. In one of those glances, Goku realized that Zeno was still close to his throne, so he turned his vision to his front. However, he took one last look and Zeno-Sama was already at his back. This sight caused Goku to become frightened. Unable to do much besides distance himself, with all his speed, Goku manages to escape and hides among the different rooms of the palace. After hiding, he finds Daishinkan calmly waiting for him. Daishinkan said, "Goku, maybe I have good news, because one of the spells I put on Zeno-Sama works as follows. The angrier he gets, the weaker he gets. Take this opportunity, but it doesn't end there. The angrier Zeno-Sama gets, the more irrational he gets too. Son Goku, maybe there's a way for you to heal Zeno-Sama. I leave the rest in your hands. Good luck," said the Daishinkan, explaining what was happening to Zeno. After finishing his speech, Daishinkan simply disappears from Goku's sight, leaving him thoughtful. But there was no time for Goku to think. Zeno-Sama began destroying room by room of the palace they were in, eventually reaching Goku, who started flying again to try to escape. Goku, while being chased by Zeno, began to think about what Daishinkan had said. And he arrived at the bright idea of starting to insult Zeno with his new look. Goku said, "Hey, Zeno, you are horrible! Your appearance is terrible!" shouted Goku while insulting Zeno, who became even angrier. As Goku was insulting Zeno, he ended up getting quite angry, consequently weaker, and Goku could feel it. He could feel Zeno's fighting power diminishing. Zeno said, "You miserable! You will never insult me again! Never again!" said an enraged Zeno, flying towards Goku. Goku started to fly, running away from Zeno, but Goku knew that it would not be so easy to escape from Zeno. Goku tried to hit Zeno with Ki Blast, but nothing was effective. Zeno just dodged or blocked, quite easily. They continued flying and Goku realized that his plan might work. Goku then continued with his taunts towards Zeno-Sama. They kept flying and Goku kept throwing taunts, and they got more and more childish. Goku says, "Hey Zeno-Sama, you're an ugly, silly banana guy," said Goku, mocking Zeno-Sama. Zeno-Sama was increasingly angry with Goku's teasing. However much they were becoming more and more childish. Zeno-Sama said, "Grr, stop it now. Banana faces you," said Zeno-Sama, very stressed while looking at Goku. And little by little they continued. Zeno-Sama was getting weaker and more irrational, so that little by little Goku didn't need to try anymore in the provocations. Goku said, "You're very silly, Zeno-Sama. I bet you don't even flush the toilet when you go to the bathroom," said Goku, continuing with the teasing. Goku told Zeno that he was very angry and already very weakened, while Zeno-Sama just managed to yell at Goku. Zeno said, "Stop it, you fool." When Zeno-Sama finished screaming, he ended up falling to the ground because he was too weak to continue flying. He stayed on the ground and saw Goku little by little getting away. Zeno-Sama stood there mumbling like a child because he was already quite irrational. Goku seized the opportunity and decided to use teleportation to get out of there. Goku says, "This is my chance. I have to go back to Earth as soon as possible, before things here get worse." Goku then uses his teleportation to return to Earth, and without even thinking about it ends up going to Vegeta's house. But as he was already very desperate with the situation, he ends up being teleported inside Vegeta's house. Goku inside Vegeta's house started flying through several corridors of the house and ended up hitting a new art sculpture and accidentally breaking it. Goku stands over the wreckage of the artwork. He runs his hand over his head. Goku says, I have to find Vegeta," said Goku with a little pain from the impact he suffered with the work of art. Because Goku simply appeared inside Vegeta and Bulma's house, the security system ended up alerting Vegeta, who was in another room of the house, about the invasion. Vegeta had already felt Goku's ki and therefore wasn't worried, just irritated and with a little doubt about what Goku was doing there. Vegeta then hurries to where Goku was. Goku was in the same place where he had broken the artwork, as he had noticed that Vegeta was approaching. Goku thought, "Geez, will Vegeta be annoyed that I broke this?" said Goku with a nervous smile on his face, as he looked at Vegeta, who arrived and was in front of his rival. Vegeta says, "But what are you doing here, Kakarot? Have you gone mad?" Vegeta suddenly stopped talking and he noticed the sculpture that Goku had broken. Vegeta gets extremely angry with Goku and says, "My god, Kakarot, you have no idea what you've done. Bulma had just bought this sculpture in an extremely valuable exhibition," said Vegeta as he glared at Goku, who was calmly getting up. Goku said, "Vegeta, we don't have time for this. Zeno-Sama is coming after us and he wants to destroy us," said Goku, extremely desperate. Vegeta didn't understand anything. He makes a doubtful face and says to Goku, "What do you mean, Kakarot? What did you do to Zeno-Sama to make him want to do that?" Vegeta said, still confused about the situation, and already worried about what Goku could have done. Goku then starts scratching the back of his head and says, "Yeah, even I didn't get it right. I was playing hide and seek with him and then out of nowhere, he turned into a big blue monster with white hair and got very irritated. But the Daishinkan told me how to make Zeno-Sama get weaker, so I managed to escape from the palace and I came here." Probably just with that time, Zeno-Sama should already be recovered and planning to come to planet Earth, said Goku, trying to explain the situation to Vegeta. Vegeta says, "My god, Kakarot, it had to be you to put him in such a situation," said Vegeta, extremely indignant. On planet Earth, after Goku's desperate speech revealed that Zeno-Sama was coming to Earth to destroy everything, Goku said, "What do we do now? We certainly won't be able to do much alone, so who knows how to call the rest of the Z Warriors? Is it gonna be a good idea? But that would put them at risk, since Zeno, even weakened, is still very strong. He destroyed several rooms of the palace itself in seconds. Would sending Bulma and the others into hiding be a good idea? Because I don't know if Zeno can chase the people we love, even if he wouldn't mind wiping out all of humanity," said Goku, desperate, while Vegeta stared at him with a disapproving look. Goku said, "Why are you looking at me with that face? Do you have any idea?" asked Goku, as he looked at Vegeta. Vegeta said, "Let's go to Piccolo. For now, I think his help alone is enough. If Zeno shows up here, we'll weaken him with insults while we look for a way to bring Zeno-Sama back to the childish form we know. And we'd better get out quick, before Bulma realizes what a mess you've made in here," Vegeta said after looking at Goku, still a little worried about the work of art he broke. Vegeta said, "Goku, don't worry about anything. I say that a madman entered the house flying because he was running away from a purple creature." Goku gets up and follows Vegeta to Piccolo's house, that was already outside. As he left his own house, as soon as he felt the key of the two Saiyans that were approaching, until Goku and Vegeta land and greet Piccolo. Piccolo said, "Hello Goku and Vegeta. How are you? What brings you here?" said Piccolo while eating a snack, sitting in a chair protected by an umbrella. Vegeta spoke. "Kakarot made Zeno-Sama angry to the point of turning into a kind of purple and apparently irrational monster. And now Zeno wants to come to the planet Earth to finish him off, and probably end up with humanity together. But Kakarot found a way to weaken him. So our goal here is to get Zeno back to normal," said the Prince of Saiyans before Goku complimented Vegeta's answer. Piccolo said, What? Lord Zeno-Sama has another form? What madness is this? Now he wants to destroy the Earth. Goku, what madness have you gotten us into?" said Piccolo, desperate. Goku said, "That's exactly it, but it's not my fault. I swear. And now, we need your help because Zeno-Sama is probably already thinking about coming here. When I left his palace, Zeno was still weakened, because I weakened him until he couldn't fly anymore. Soon after, I went to Vegeta's house teleporting myself, and we had the idea." Goku said that until he was interrupted by Piccolo himself, who said, "Look at that thing coming toward us like a meteor. Is that the purple monster that Vegeta was talking about?" When looking up, everyone saw Zeno-Sama coming at full speed, making flames around his body thanks to the speed. But Zeno-Sama was still far away. Piccolo said, "If he comes here at this speed, he will destroy everything around him. We have to," Piccolo said, quite scared. Goku takes revenge and stops Piccolo preparing a Kamehameha aimed at Zeno, who was still partially weakened. Goku hits Zeno with his Kamehameha, causing an explosion in the heights to everyone's happiness. Zeno-Sama stops in the air. Vegeta and Piccolo go up at high speed to fight Zeno. Vegeta spoke. "Goku, speak again how to make Zeno-Sama weak," asked Vegeta, looking for a quick answer. Goku said, "Just piss him off, and he'll be very weak. to the point of not even moving, Goku answered clearly and quickly. But first of all, Piccolo was the first to hit Zeno with a straight punch, but Zeno managed to defend. As soon as Zeno was going to counterattack Vegeta, he stopped him with a kick that Zeno felt compelled to block, and now that his guard was open, Goku took advantage of it with a flying kick to the torso that pushed Zeno back. Zeno said, "What do you think you're laughing at, you clown?" Zeno said after getting up and going towards Goku with a kick. Goku knew he couldn't block the kick and decided to dodge by retreating. Vegeta and Piccolo tried to attack but were blocked again. When Zeno was going to attack Vegeta, he received ki blasts from Goku that were enough to stop him, which made Zeno even angrier. The fight continued and Zeno-Sama was very angry, now trying to hit Goku at all costs, and Goku was almost hit, but Goku was trying hard to dodge the attacks. Goku taunted Zeno-Sama by saying, "Ha ha ha, you're too weak and slow. I can't believe it was the one who created the universe. Ha ha ha," said Goku while I let out fake several laughs in order to provoke Zeno-Sama. Zeno-Sama was very angry, so angry that he even stopped the attacks just to complain about Goku's provocations. Zeno-Sama then shouted, "Who are you calling slow, you fool?" Zeno-Sama said, screaming like a spoiled child. Vegeta takes advantage of Zeno-Sama's distractions and lands a full kick on his neck, causing him to topple over and fall face down on the ground, causing part of Zeno-Sama's head to remain underground. Piccolo then takes advantage of the situation and says, "Now this is our chance. Hey, you two, start teasing him," said Piccolo, revealing a strategy. And then the three start to provoke Zeno-Sama, who was immobilized. At that moment, Piccolo says, "Hey, Zeno-Sama, you silly boy, you're too weak, you're too silly, ha ha." Vegeta said, "Zeno-Sama, you're a worm, you're a disgrace, and yet you claim to have created all universes and all existence? Ha!" Goku said, "Little Zeno-Sama, you don't know anything, you're very stupid." There, said Goku, trying to provoke Zeno-Sama. The three continued to release taunts in order to weaken Zeno-Sama, and it all lasted about a minute, until suddenly Zeno-Sama gets up in a rage with a thunderous speed, attacks the three warriors, causing everyone to fly away and suffer an impact. Vegeta quickly gets up and asks, "But what did you mean? He's much stronger than before when we teased him. What happened?" Piccolo also got up quickly and asked himself, "But what just happened now?" In fact, none of them had noticed. But Zeno-Sama did not hear the provocations because his ears were covered by the earth, after he fell to the ground when receiving Vegeta's blows at the beginning of the battle. And without wasting time, Zeno-Sama gets furious and goes towards Goku because his main problem was with him. Goku, who was already on his feet, and quickly enters his battle posture while Zeno-Sama went toward him at full speed, ready to give a straight punch in the face of Goku. Zeno spoke. "Ah, you're making me angry. You're making me very angry," Zeno-Sama shouted as he went towards Goku to attack him. Goku defends Zeno-Sama's blow but is quickly surprised with the sidekick that makes him be thrown, and before Goku falls, Zeno-Sama already went toward him and gave him another kick, and this time making him go up. Zeno complemented his attack with a hammer blow to Goku, causing him to be thrown to the ground with great force. Goku lands hard on the ground, forming a crater thanks to his impact with the ground. At the bottom of the crater, Goku was lying down and very weak. Goku tries to get up, but he can't, because of the damage caused by Zeno-Sama's powerful attacks. Zeno-Sama prepares to launch an extremely powerful blast of ki into the crater, which would certainly be lethal for Goku if he didn't do anything. But before Zeno-Sama managed to fire the ki blast, Vegeta and Piccolo surprised Zeno-Sama with a double attack. Piccolo and Vegeta now had a strategy to try to fight him. The strategy consists of the following. The two would attack Zeno-Sama at the same time while provoking him, and it did. Vegeta and Piccolo fired a powerful sequence of attacks simultaneously at Zeno-Sama while taunting him by calling him every nickname that came to mind. And the strategy was apparently working. Zeno-Sama was getting weaker, but Zeno-Sama was very determined to hurt Goku, so determined that Vegeta and Piccolo's taunts didn't have much effect. So much so that Zeno-Sama, due to his incredible determination, ended up overcoming his weakness that should take care of his body. And after that, he approached Piccolo and Vegeta, gave each one a powerful blow with his hands, causing them to fall at high speeds towards the ground, leaving the two extremely weakened. Goku feels Vegeta and Piccolo's ki weakening and quickly manages to get out of the crater because thanks to the time, Vegeta and Piccolo managed to make Goku recover a little. Goku looks at Vegeta and Piccolo and then looks at Zeno-Sama, who was also glaring at him with a lot of fury. At that time, Goku said, "I think I already know how I can stop him." said Goku very confidently. On planet Earth, Goku enters his Super Saiyan form and realizes that Zeno-Sama did not hear his offenses because Zeno's ears were dirty, so Goku leaves the crater looking at Zeno and aiming exactly at his ears. Goku unleashes a ki blast towards Zeno and then flies towards him at high speed, in a trajectory making curves in the air. That way Zeno-Sama had to choose which side he was going to defend. Zeno moves his arms so that he is in a defensive posture in relation to Goku, and this posture ends up leaving Zeno-Sama with his guard open, and thanks to that Goku ends up having an idea. But Zeno had his own plan. He was waiting for Goku to push him with his attack, and so Zeno would be ready to counterattack even with his guard down. But Goku stopped moving in the air when he was about to hit Zeno. Zeno-Sama ended up being taken by surprise, and Goku didn't miss the opportunity to unleash a blast of ki, in sequence with a kick that sent Zeno-Sama away. Goku took advantage of it this time and activated his Ultra Instinct and went over to Zeno once again with the ki blast, but this time Zeno-Sama positioned himself to defend, and before he was hit by the ki blast, Zeno managed to defend himself, but Goku went into hand-to-hand battle and gives a sequence of blows making Zeno-Sama fly away. Zeno was predictable and fell for the same trick twice, and that was annoying Zeno, who was also bothered by not being able to hear Zeno, so he took the dirt out of his ear and went to attack Goku. But the Saiyan was faster and attacked Zeno-Sama first, with more of a ki blast and a flying one. Goku realized that his opponent was now listening and reverted to Super Saiyan God form. Goku returned to the classic taunts but continued with his ki blast strategy. As he was irritating Zeno, and that's when Goku started to insult his opponent, Goku said, "You have to be really stupid to fall for such a cheap trick. You're very stupid, Zeno. Let's see how long it takes you to learn to get out of this trick," said Goku, seconds before releasing the blast of ki and flying in the same trajectory, making curves. Angry Zeno-Sama decides to launch a ki shot to collide with Goku's, but the Saiyan dodges and was close to hitting Zeno-Sama. But as soon as he was going to touch Zeno, Goku teleported behind him, trying to kick. Zeno predicted this and defended himself from Goku's kick, but Zeno-Sama didn't count that Goku had also predicted this. But as soon as Zeno realized, it was too late. Piccolo and Vegeta hit Zeno with a kick and a punch respectively, and Zeno got even angrier. This was the perfect moment for the three of them to force the fake laugh from Zeno-Sama's face. Goku said, "Hey, Vegeta, you should have seen me when I activated Ultra Instinct." Zeno was too predictable. "I think this might be easier than I thought. Even Zeno-Sama being the most powerful being in all the universes," said Goku, who realized that even Zeno-Sama using his true form, thanks to Daishinken, Zeno's magic was too irrational to think about logical things. Piccolo said, "I just saw him picking the dirt out of his ear. That was the dumbest thing I've seen anyone do this week. No, in my life." Piccolo laughed while Zeno got angrier. Zeno-Sama said, "You will pay dearly for this," Zeno said with a slightly weaker voice because of the provocations. Vegeta said, "How could a guy like that be so stupid? Look at the size of his head. I thought there was at least one brain in there, but it turns out that I was wrong. It's a no-brainer. He's dumber than Kakarot, and I thought it was impossible for anyone to surpass him. Ha 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 ha." The phrase, "it's dumber than Kakarot," made Zeno even more irrational. For Zeno-Sama, that phrase was the last straw, and he weakened a lot. Zeno realizing he had been ignored by the three, and that pissed him off a lot. But still Zeno went to Piccolo, who dodged easily and kicked him in Zeno's face. Everyone laughed, and Goku returned in the base Saiyan form. They stopped forcing laughter and were actually finding Zeno's sight funny, and that only pissed him off even more. Then Vegeta grabbed Zeno and threw him against Goku, who kicked, and Piccolo, thus making Zeno-Sama like a volleyball. Zeno was so irritated that he stopped thinking because of irrationality. This made him regain some of his strength, as he got so mad that he didn't understand what was going on. Zeno caught Piccolo while he was in the air and threw him upwards, and when Vegeta was going to stop him, Zeno teleported and attacked Vegeta, throwing the Prince of Saiyans down. Vegeta and Goku entered Super Saiyan Blue mode. Goku caught Piccolo as he was falling at high speed, while Vegeta was exchanging several blows with Zeno. In the midst of these blows, Zeno was slowly recovering his rationality, but before that could happen, he hit Vegeta hard, who flew away because of it. Goku went after Zeno, while Piccolo went to help Vegeta. When Goku was going to hit Zeno, he teleported. Goku thought that Zeno was going for Vegeta. Goku looked at Vegeta, but he didn't see Zeno there, and when he understood what was going to happen, he had already taken a powerful headbutt from Zeno. Zeno said, "You have to be very stupid to fall for such a trick," said Zeno in a terrifying tone, and scared Goku after taking revenge on the jokes, but Zeno continued and said, "You have to be much, much dumber than me to fall for such a trick." Vegeta and Piccolo were impressed with what happened, but Goku enters the game and starts to get annoyed with Zeno. Goku thought, Zeno is starting to take this too seriously. Goku was surprised at that moment. As much as he wanted to admit it, Goku was irritated by Zeno-Sama's teasing, and almost instinctively, he went into Super Saiyan God mode again and grabbed Zeno by the neck. Goku said, "Now it's you who made me angry. Very, very angry," said Goku in a threatening tone. Goku then gives Zeno-Sama a powerful punch. Shortly after a sequence of high-speed blows begin, the sequence was not something thought. It was not something rational. Goku was merely taking out his irritation on Zeno-Sama. Vegeta and Piccolo, seeing that, were worried about Goku's state. Piccolo said, "But what is it? Goku is almost as irrational as Zeno himself." Vegeta didn't see anything. He just kept his eyes fixed on the fight and wondered what was really going on there. Goku continued with incessant blows towards Zeno-Sama, but Zeno wasn't feeling almost any pain, because at that moment, Zeno was with his real power. He wasn't angry at all. He was actually finding it funny that he managed to turn the tables and made Goku become as irrational as he was. Zeno-Sama himself then takes the opportunity to say a few things to Goku while countering the Saiyan's blows. He says, "You were irritated because of something like that. You have to be really stupid. Oh, I remembered that you are the Kakarot known for not knowing or doing simple math." Goku then realized that he had lost his temper and has become out of control, so he simply ceases his attacks on Zeno-Sama. But at the exact moment when Goku takes his attitude, he sees Zeno-Sama already surprising him with a very powerful blow that throws Goku away. Goku quickly composes himself to continue the fight, but then he has an idea of how to end it once and for all. So he flies with great speed towards Piccolo and Vegeta, and as he passes them, he screams. Goku said, "Come with me, Vegeta and Piccolo." They quickly make their way to Goku and follow him. Piccolo asks, "Did you have another idea, Goku?" Goku says, "Yes, I think the strategy will be real." Vegeta says, "And what is this idea of, Goku?" Vegeta asked. Goku replied, "So let's try using words, but instead of using taunts, let's try to remind him of how he was before. They will be words of comfort to make him realize that he is our friend," says Goku, explaining his strategy. Since Zeno-Sama using his real power, they would never be able to beat him. Vegeta then says, "My God," said Vegeta in an ironic tone. But without a better idea, they agreed to Goku's plan. The three then stop on an island. They had stopped, and Zeno-Sama, who was right behind them, arrives on the island ready to continue the battle. So Goku activates the Super Saiyan God mode using all the strength to appear behind Zeno-Sama and immobilize him. And using some kind of power unique to this transformation, he manages to block Zeno-Sama's ability. So Goku starts a dialogue. Goku says, "Zeno, listen to me. You have no reason to do this. Remember before this whole situation, you and I were playing hide and seek? Have you ever stopped to think why you're attacking me? We're friends, and real friends don't do that. I need you to come back, Zeno-Sama. Please come back to us." Zeno-Sama, as much as he was willing to continue the fight, he ends up answering Goku. "You dared to make fun of my appearance and call me a strange animal." Goku replied, "I'm sorry, Zeno. I didn't know you were like that, and I only insulted you because the Daishinkan said it would be a good idea. But I still like you even in that form. I'm sorry, Zeno." Zeno-Sama is overjoyed to hear this, and so happy that he tries to break free of Goku's pin, and Goku just ends up letting go of Zeno-Sama. And then Zeno-Sama ends up reverting to his child form. He looks at Goku. Zeno-Sama says, "Now I'm much calmer. Sorry for the little mess, Goku. Now I have to go, but I want you to be at peace with your friends. But before you go, I want you to do me a favor. I ask that you never tell me what happened between us, and I need one more favor." Goku asks, "What can I do, Zeno?" Zeno says, "Never reveal my true appearance to anyone, because when I have prepared, I will do it myself, okay?" Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo reply, "That's a promise," said the three at the same time. After this speech, Daishinkan appears with Zeno's guards. Daishinkan says, "Congratulations, Goku. I knew you could find a solution, otherwise it would have been the end of everything, because no one can defeat the almighty Zeno-Sama in brute force, and once again you passed the test. Ha ha ha." Goku says, "What explains that there? What test is this?" Before Goku continues his question, Daishinkan opens a portal and leaves with Zeno-Sama and his guards. Zeno-Sama just smiles satisfied because at that moment, he had managed to accomplish something that no one had the courage to do. Finally, someone had the courage to provoke him and treat you like a normal person. The end. Hey guys, I know it's sad when today's video unfortunately ends, but don't worry because the next episodes are coming. If you like it, don't forget to leave your like because it'll help us a lot and it motivates us to create more videos like this for you. Comment your theories of what might happen in the next episode and share the video with your friends so they can follow along. That's all. See you guys.